Right, hello folks. Went down the range yesterday. Didn't take the cameras, weren't doing any filming. Just basically went to have a chat and a bit of a shoot. Well, Rob Taylor went in the shed and bought out a ton of pellets that he'd received from a friend, and these pellets date back 49 years ago, 1972. It says why don't you give them a go, do a review on it. So that's what I've done today. The pellets in question are the Eley Wasp No.1. It's 177 pellets. I think they still make wasps today, but they go under the Webley brand. I think that's the brand they was under before actually, because looking at the tin it says made in Birmingham. I didn't realise we made any pellets over here. But these are the Eley Wasps. I believe modern day equivalents are around 7.2 grains. I have weighed these, I think the average came out around 7.4 grains. In 1972 we more or less only had Springer rifles then, so that's the kind of rifle they were designed for. So what I thought I'd do is try it through the retay and try it through Day-to-Day Airwolf to see what the comparisons are like. So that's the Eley Wasp. At the same time we brought out another more up-to-date pellet. These are developed or sold through iHunter. We've got a website, iHunter.co.uk. Now it's coming in quite a fancy tin. They're supposed to be wadcutters, which they are, and these are known as iHunter Flathead Super. But to be honest, the quality of the heads don't look brilliant, so that might reflect on the accuracy of the pellet. I believe these averaged out around 8 grains. So to compare the old with the more up to date, and the other tin that Rob gave me, which is the iHunter to try, I thought, well, I'll get an established pellet, which is the JSB Exact RS. Now these were given me by Jack yesterday because he tried them through his Delta Wolf, but it didn't seem to work very well through that. So I thought, well, they only weigh 7.33 grains, so I thought I'll try them through the retay and through the Airwolf, see how well they shoot. And then finally got the Snowpeaks. These are the new pellet I've been talking about recently, coming from China. These are the ones that are probably going to try and take on JSBs. Now, didn't seem to suit the barrel on the retay, but I was going to put them through the Airwolf anyway, so that's 4 pellets to test, to compare, just to see how they go. I'll be doing it on the 23-yard backyard range, and then I'll push them out on the Tinsley Park range probably tomorrow morning. So let's get on with the test. Okay then, I'm starting off with the 49-year-old Eley Wasp. Now, I did weigh pellets and the average weight came out at 7.4 grains, so that's what I've fed into the chronograph. Target set up at 23 yards, and we'll see how they do. Going for the top left target. For some reason that didn't record on the chronograph. See what happens with the next shot.
11.3.
Right, now what I might find, I'm loading these into the magazine and they need seating properly because they're only a short skirt on these. So some of them are sliding back. Let's hope it's not upset the pellet. Yeah, it did.
5.8.
I think 2 came out of that.
$11.3.
Now what's happening with the rifle now is the actual side lever. The morons at retail use a pin on the levers, and basically because it's not locked in at any point, it's just dropping through. It's absolute crap. Right, I'm going to single shot feed these. These should have been threaded screws. Friggin' hell, it's not like it's expensive to do, is it? Okay.
11.3.
So, consistency and power seems to be 11.3, so no problem with the power.
11.3. 11.3. 11.1.
Now, considering these are 49-year-old pellets, and at that time it was Springer rifles, not PCPs, they've done really well.
11.2. 11.3.
So I'll make this one the last shot, but you can see where the group's formed. Quite consistent.
11.3.
That's 10 shots. Well, 11 shots, one didn't record. 10 shots recorded. That's an average of 10.7, a high of 11.3, a low of 5.8. Well, the 5.8, that was the that was a double feed. What I'll actually do on that one, because it was a double feed, I'll get rid of that, and I'll fire one more shot to make it 10 on the crony.
11.3.
Same again. 11.3. So now that gives us an average of 11.3, a high of 11.3, a low of 11.1, spread of 0.2, standard deviation 0.1, feet per second. That gives us Eley Wasp at an average of 828 feet per second, high of 830 feet per second, a low of 823 feet per second. That's a spread of 7, standard deviation of 2. So for a 49-year-old pellet, very consistent. And the main group down there is below the ball. I'll adjust the reticle. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. I will be trying these through the Daystate Airwolf as well. But that is the 49-year-old Eley Wasp. So next up will be a more modern pellet designer. And this is from iHunter, and these are the Flatheads Super. We'll see how they do. The design is a wadcutter, but not sure how well they'll do through the rifle. We'll have to find out. Okay then, next up are the iHunters. And for the top right hand target,
11.6, 11.8, 11.7, 11.4, 11.5, 11.6, 11.5, 11.6, 11.2, 11.6, 11.3.
Right, not an accurate pellet at all. I mean, you could see the quality they had was shit, so that's why it's not grouping. The power's up there though. Average 11.5 foot-pounds, high of 11.8, low of 11.2. But what use is power without accuracy? So we've got an average of 806 feet per second, a high of 817, low of 793, spread of 24, standard deviation 6.5 feet per second. So up next will be the JSB RS. These weigh 7.33 grains, and these are the ones Jack gave me because they weren't doing any good through his barrel, so I thought, well, they're a light pellet, how will they do through the retay? I believe these are supposed to be similar to the Falcon Accuracy Plus, but will they be as good as H&N Field Target Trophies? We're about to find out. So I'm loading up the magazine, pellets fitting really good. In fact, the iHunter's fitting the magazine easily enough. What I did find with the Eley Wasp was the skirts, quite thick skirts, so when I tried to take some of the ones out of the magazine, it was being gripped on by the skirt, so probably design the skirts bigger for bringers in the day. Okay then, so I'm actually going to go for the bottom right hand target. Not getting the reading here.
11.
There we go.
2. 11.2. 11.2.
Strange how the chronograph's not picking them up. Unless they're going too fast. Right, what I might do, it's only picked up 3. I'm going to put 7 more shots in, but I'm going to put it onto the US settings. And I think that's where the problem lies.
11.4. 11.7. 11.3. 11.4. 11.5. point 3, 11 point 4, 11 point 3, 11 point 6.
Okay, so that's why the crony wasn't picking the shots up. It was going too fast for it. And that's what you'll get with a lighter pellet for an FX crony. Something you need to be aware of. Okay, then the final one up will be the Snowpeaks. Now I know these aren't quite so good through the retake as with others, but I'm going to put some through it anyway. Now on the tin it says 833, but on average it's 8.8, so that's what I've got it down as on the chronogram. What we'll do, we'll take a look at the Exact RS. So we've got an average of 11.4, high of 11.7, low of 11.2. That gives us an average of 835, high of 847, low of 828, spread of 19, standard deviation 5.7. So moving over to the final one, which are the Snowpeaks. Now, on the bottom left hand target you will actually see two holes, one on the top rim and one on the outer circle at about 2:30 position. There's from a double feed from the Eley Wasp, so forget about those. This is the new group.
11.7, 11.8, 11.9, 11.7, 11.9, 11.7, 11.9, 11.8, 11.9, 11.9, 11.8.
Okay, they don't group very well through this rifle. For some reason they don't tend to like JSB type pellets. But look at the power on it, really fit the barrel well. So that's an average of 11.8, high of 11.9, low of 11.7. Gives us an average of 778 feet per second, high of 782, low of 772. That's a spread of 10, standard deviation 3.5. So efficiency wise you suit the barrel, but accuracy wise the twist rate's probably wrong. I mean, it's going to knock over a spinner, it's going to kill a squirrel, but really want them all to be inside the red. Majority are within about 18mm, but that don't account for the 4 that aren't. So there we go. So what I'm going to do next is put a new target up and put it through the Daystate Airwolf, do it all over again, different barrel, and we'll see what the differences are. Okay, moving on to the Daystate Airwolf, same group of tests. I'm starting off with the Eley Wasp. Okay then, top left. Not sure if anything came out, I don't think it did.
10.1.
Right, that's not a double feed.
9.9, 9.9, 9.6, 10.0, 10.2.
lost connection. Damn it. I'm going to put some more pellets in to make up for that. Notice the power's not the same as on the Rite. Obviously must fit this barrel tighter. It's probably another foot-pound with the Rite as far as I can remember. So it just shows what a difference barrel makes. But as far as the grip goes, it's pretty tight.
10.2 10.0 10.0 9.9.
Okay then, next up will be iHunter's. Bipod dropped off halfway through that, so I think that's what knocked off the actual chronograph, which also knocked off my accuracy. So I was freehanding that. Right, so we'll swap over to flatheads, coming out at 8 grains. Okay, then I'm going for top right.
10.5 10.3 10.5 10.4 10.3
Oh dear.
10.2
About the same as the Rite. Flathead super shit, I'd call them.
10.4
It just must be so out of shape at the head.
10.3 10.3 10.3.
Okay, glad they're out of the way. Okay then, so moving on to the JSB RS that Jack gave me yesterday. Now these didn't suit his Delta Wolf. They don't even say they won't suit an Airwolf. Okay then. JSB RS, bottom left. Oh shit,
11,
I pulled that but it still went through the hole.
4
So, they shoot really well through this rifle. Definitely want to think about getting when you can get them. Okay then, so the next one will be the Snowpeaks that are coming out and trying to take on JSB. So how well these do. Now I must say, when you look at these, they don't look the same colouring as a JSB. They look more like an H&N in colour, more tinny looking in colour. So they're harder antimony mix, I would have thought. I'll just change the chrono settings. Oh shit, I just thought I didn't change them right, did I? So here come Snowpeak. Right. I have a feeling the chronograph needs new batteries in it. Okay, so that's a Snowpeak, not as tight as the RS, but still good. They weigh 8.8, so they weigh a bit more, probably about a grain more actually, at least. So I will come back to the chronograph in when I've put some new batteries in the chronograph, and come back to this, the last two. So I'll catch you in a minute. Okay then, I've changed the batteries in the chronograph, so that's working. I've loaded the JSB RS pellets up, so we're going to see what they're coming out at through the day state Airwolf MCT.
10.
Point.
6. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
5. 10.
Point.
6. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
3. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
4.
Okay, so that's an average of 10.4 foot-pounds. A high of 10.6, a low of 10.3 feet per second. That gives us an average of 801, high of 807, a low of 796, spread of 11, standard deviation 3.7. Now you can see on between this and the retake, the power's lower. Consistency is probably about the same. That's all down to the way they fit the barrel. So next up then will be the final selection, and that is the Snowpeak pellets at 8.8 grain average. So last group then.
10.
Point.
5. 10.
Point.
6. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
5. 11.
Point.
1. 10.
Point.
2. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
4. 10.
Point.
8.
So looking at that then, the Snowpeak is coming out of an average of 10.5 foot-pounds, a high of 11.1, a low of 10.2 feet per second. Gives us an average of 734 feet per second, high of 754 feet per second, and a low of 724 feet per second. It's a spread of 30, standard deviation 8.7. So that concludes the chronograph test for the two rifles, including the 4 different types of ammunition.